Get ready for a big beach battle bonanza in the penultimate episode of the first season of The Rising of the Shield Hero. Hello, my friends, and welcome to another review of this season's most popular isekai anime series. Aside from the Isekai Quartet, The Rising of the Shield Hero has actually been kind of a phenomenon of an anime series, being able to reach a very wide audience, creating a lot of controversy at the beginning of its season, and actually managing to entertain me throughout its entire duration. I can't wait to see how the entire season is actually going to end, but for now, I'm just going to continue and enjoy the ride. But I definitely want to give my thoughts about this episode, which ultimately is another battle against the waves of destruction. And this one has a very interesting gimmick. It's all going to be taking place in the water, on the ocean, and fighting against a giant shark monster. But the best thing about this episode, of course, comes with the reveal that Lark and Therese are not just a couple of warriors who exist in the same world as Naofumi and his Lolicon crew. No, they're actually from another parallel world. And their goal is to try and take down the 4 Cardinal heroes. They're actually fighting against waves as well. However, their goal in order to actually save their world is to actually kill these heroes. This was a pretty shocking moment, I have to admit, but it was pretty evident that they were building up for Lark and Therese to be some sort of weird sort of twist for the series. It is also officially revealed that they are allied with that one woman who goes by the name of Glass, the one who actually uses the fans and attacked Naofumi earlier on in the series. So apparently there's just all of these warriors from alternate worlds who are tasked with defeating some sort of force, so to speak, in order to save their world from being destroyed. Naofumi, the other 3 heroes, are battling against the wave of destruction. Lark and his people are fighting against the actual heroes of that world. My personal theory is that there is some sort of big evil in this world which hasn't been introduced, or something that exists in some sort of other dimension, which is pitting all of these people against each other, probably just for the fun of it. But that alone immediately makes this episode interesting. But the best thing about this episode has got to be the incredible action. This is definitely some of the best that we've actually seen from the entire series, and unique, I do have to say. After Naofumi and his team discover that a big wave is coming, he warns Queen Morelia, and she amasses a bunch of forces to come together. All sorts of ships go out in the ocean, and they fight against a lot of really pissed off shark monsters. It's really awesome as we finally get to see all of the heroes competently working with one another, all the other soldiers taking down these small fry fish, and of course Naofumi, Philo, and Raftalia doing their best to draw out the boss monster, which is this giant whale-like creature which they actually bring out of the water by diving underneath, Philo literally acting kind of like a giant poofy penguin, and they draw this thing out to try and attack it, and they pretty much give it everything they got, but they still can't manage to finish it off. That is until Lark and Therese arrive, and Lark basically just turns this damn thing into sushi. It is freaking awesome, but of course that's when we get the big reveal that he's actually going to be going after the 4 heroes, Naofumi in particular. He makes short work of the other 3 before fighting against Naofumi and his team, and initially he has a massive advantage in battle. He apparently has some sort of special ability that allows him to do more damage to people who have buffed up defenses, and well, that's pretty much Naofumi's thing. He is the shield hero after all. However, Naofumi is able to utilize this to his advantage, drawing in Lark close so that he can utilize his various shields to take him down with their special abilities, like bringing out the Soul Eater shield, the Snake shield, and even that double-headed dog attack, which is really awesome. But he's also supported by Philo and Raftalia, and this entire scene is very well animated and one of the best looking ones from the entire series. But while Lark is really awesome, Therese is also really great. Her ability to use magic is on a scale that we've never seen from the series thus far. She can just rain destruction down from the skies, and it's really freaking great. Like I said, initially it seemed like Lark and Therese were just going to be overwhelmingly powerful for Naofumi, but they actually managed to push him back when suddenly Glass arrives at the very end of the episode, preparing to throw down with Naofumi, and also commenting on the fact that he's actually gotten stronger. stronger. Remember, he could only stand a chance against her when he actually used the cursed shield. Now, he's definitely a lot stronger. He can utilize his normal abilities and actually be able to deflect her attacks. I have a feeling that things are about to get pretty freaking intense. So, what's the rundown on this episode of The Rising of the Shield Hero? From a standard run-of-the-mill beach episode to a big massive battle at the end of the season. This is going to be really exciting. I can't wait to see how this is all ultimately going to end, and my personal theory is that it's all going to end on some form of a cliffhanger. We're probably going to get a lot of action, which I personally think is the best way to actually end a season of just about any anime series, but I have a feeling that this entire season has been essentially just a prologue to what The Rising of the Shield Hero is all about. I have a feeling that we're probably going to be going into something a little crazier for the next season, and I really hope there's going to be a next season. To my knowledge, they haven't made any official announcement, but The Rising of the Shield Hero has been very popular with a lot of people, even though at the end of the day, it's just another isekai series and it can come across as a tad generic. It is supported by some really fun characters who are really easy to get attached to. I mean, Raftalia has definitely been one of my favorites. Philo is freaking adorable, and Naofumi is a very different type of main character. And seeing his evolution from the beginning of the series to where he is now, where he finally started to get a bit of slack. People stopped treating him like shit. He finally started having a good time. He even made buddies with a dude, and boom, all of a sudden he ends up being his enemy. So even when Naofumi wins, he loses. My biggest compliment for the episode, of course, though, is how it looked. This was a really solid looking episode of the series with lots of really unique and cool action. I do like that every single wave of destruction battle has been different from the last, slowly building up to something bigger and crazier than it actually was before. Being in a tropical setting and fighting against giant shark monsters in a blood ocean is just awesome. There were lots of cool monsters in this episode. The sharks, the freaking whales, the weird freaking fishmen that look like the creature from the Black Lagoon. There's lots of good stuff to love here, and the battle against Lark and Therese was also very intense. Why they have to destroy all these heroes, why that's a requirement, is still kind of a mystery. Like I said, I think there's someone in the shadows who's actually pulling the strings of all of these warriors, but for what reason? And it also begs the question, is Lark an actual character who existed like in the real world, who was transported to his very own world as well? Are they like the other four heroes, or did they already exist in a fantasy setting? There's a lot of questions here, but really, I'm just excited to see how the entire season is actually going to end. As far as this episode goes, I thought it was a pretty strong experience, and you know me, I'm an action guy, so I was very much excited with this episode, which is why I'm going to drop a 5 out of 5 on this bad boy. You guys need to check it out. If any of you did watch the episode, tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below, and what you hope to see from the rest of The Rising of the Shield Hero. Do you want a second season? Who is going to defeat Lark? Will Glass actually bring in more heroes from her world? Let's get a discussion going about this episode. I want to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys for watching this review. Please subscribe to the channel for more anime reviews, topic discussions, reactions, and all that great stuff. If you want to help support my channel, one of the best ways to do it is simply to watch the videos, but if you want to go the extra mile, check out my Patreon and PayPal account. You'll find links for all that stuff in the description box below. Word to the wise, if you donate $10 or more on my Patreon account, I will review an entire anime series of your choice. So thank you all for watching this review. I'll see you all next time, and as always, stay down, baby.